Hey everyone, Shabby here, and welcome to our next episode of SWE Throwdown. Only 2 weeks away from our next pay-per-view now, and we've got a bit more organising to do. We're going to start things off with that here this evening from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is that right? I think it is. And we are going to start things off with the first of these matches organising our big pay-per-view. It is going to be the Outsiders taking on reDragon. And the winner of this one will become the #1 contenders for Sumerian Death Squad's Throwdown Tag Team Championships. And here we go. Now, of course, it was the Outsiders who won that pitiful tag team match a couple of weeks ago. I say it was pretty bad against War Machine. And we're going to give them the opportunity here to build upon that victory with a match here against reDragon, a team who I've not really given a lot of opportunities so far in Throwdown. Now, I think one of the problems we've had with this universe mode, and I'll quite happily tell you the problem, I think because we've got a cruiserweight show and because we've got a women's show, a lot of the cruiserweights and the women don't often get a look in on these shows, and I think that is an issue that needs to be addressed at some point. So yeah, reDragon have had a bit of action over on Octane, but not really seen a lot of action here on Throwdown. That's something that I would like to change, and like I've been promising over the last few episodes as well, after our next pay-per-view we're going to have a mighty shake-up in the universe mode. It is going to change a lot, and it is going to change for the better, hopefully. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, I think. Once we finish the next pay-per-view. So we've got one more episode of everything, 2 more of Octane. Yeah, there's today, there's Octane, then there's 1 more episode of everything else, and there's a 5-day pay-per-view. And then we get to announce the changes that are going to be happening. Some big changes. But can reDragon take the opportunity here? Like I said, I've not really given them a lot of chance so far, but today is their chance to take the opportunity they have got and run with it. They know a match against the Sumerian Death Squad at the pay-per-view is there should they want it. Sumerian Death Squad alongside Los Luchadores, the only 2 people, teams, champions, whatever you want to call them, to hold the belt since day #1. Every other belt has changed hands at least once. I think most of them have changed hands at least twice, to be honest with you. But those 2 belts have, or those 2 championships have stayed around the waist of those 2 teams since the opening night of their shows. Oh, I've just found there's a website that delivers fast food to your house. I know it sounds stupid, but it does Subway. People deliver Subway to your house, which I think is incredible. I'd like to do that. Well, no one likes to do that. I mean, I'd like to order Subway to my house. Amount of times I've been sat on a weekend thinking, I really fancy a Subway, but I can't be bothered to get dressed and go out. And I end up just not having a Subway, but now I know I can actually order it. It costs £3 for delivery. I'll pay £3 for delivery. If it saves me getting dressed, getting in the car, driving down to Subway, standing in a queue, waiting for my sandwich, then driving it back up, then for £3, I'll quite happily let somebody else do all that hassle for me. That's the way that capitalism works. It's great, I love it. If I can't be bothered to do something, I can pay someone to do it myself. Hence why you'll see a lot of the end screens of these videos. I don't make any of these end screens. I've been buying these sort of things from graphic designers. Thumbnails. I did the thumbnails for this series, but as you might have noticed, for a few of the other series that I've been doing in the background have become a little bit more professional thumbnails. I'm buying all those as well, so yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it though. Like I say, I spent a lot of money on this YouTube channel, make bugger all back, but I don't do it for any other reason. It's just a hobby now. It's become part of my life. Even if I don't want to record videos, I still end up doing it because it's just force of habit now. Oh, big clubbing blow to the back there by Scott Hall. So you noticed we have started using these normal tag team matches a little bit again. We've done 2 since I changed it back, and both of them have actually been very successful. So maybe we're turning a corner a little bit here. Maybe we're turning the corner a little bit. Kyle O'Reilly with a big double knees right to the chest of Scott Hall. Now there's a Northern Lights suplex by Kyle O'Reilly as I'll drop it into the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Scott Hall kicking out of that one. So yeah, because we stopped using the normal tag team matches because they weren't working. I went to the tornado one. That's the word I'm looking for. And then they didn't work properly either. So we're just going to try and mix and match a little bit and just hope for the best. This, like I say, we've had a couple of decent wins on these sort of tag team matches over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully we'll get something good again. There's Boston Crab locked in there by Kyle O'Reilly on Scott Hall. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly will have the technical advantage. I think actually both of them will. Both Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish will have the technical advantage over Hall and Nash, but Hall and Nash will have the experience and, of course, the strength advantage. And in Nash's case, a massive size advantage over Kyle O'Reilly as well. O'Reilly went for a suplex. Bit of a unwise choice there by O'Reilly potentially, but there you go. O'Reilly now taking Kevin Nash up into a backbreaker. And O'Reilly backs away, brings in his partner Bobby Fish. And that's a clever move by O'Reilly. Took the kick to the leg of Kevin Nash, and if you want to bring down a big redwood, you have to take it down by its trunk. And that's exactly what O'Reilly was doing there. And O'Reilly even took a massive right hand there, distracting Kevin Nash for enough time for Bobby Fish to creep around the side and take him down. So Sumerian Death Squad have been an incredibly dominant tag team so far in this Universe mode. And yeah, I'm glad about that, because I'm a big fan of Sumerian Death Squad. I always have been. As Nash now with a snake eyes. Now has Bobby Fish locked in. Looks like he's going to go for a jackknife powerbomb. He does. There's the pin. Of course, remember, rope breaks have been switched off. 2. And Bobby Fish does kick out. Of course, Bobby Fish has not been in the match very much so far, so he hasn't taken a lot of damage, which is why he was able to kick out of that one. Now Scott was going to go for the pin as well. It's only a 1 count. Yeah, so I did mention it the last couple of episodes as well. I've switched off rope breaks just for a few episodes just to see if it does improve the match quality. And I think, in fairness, it has. And I know it's probably not as realistic, but I think just for the sake of making matches run a bit smoother, and it's the best thing that could possibly happen for Sasha Banks, because her submission was always a rope break every single time because of the way she played it. So that's going to be a massive thing for her, and quite a few people actually that use submission finishes. And I think, yeah, and the Undertaker, that was the amazing reason we changed it, was last week's episode of Throwdown with the Undertaker using his tombstone pile driver and always going too close to the ropes and ended up with a rope break. So yeah, that's the reason why I've changed it, and I think it's going to help the game run a bit smoother. As Kyle O'Reilly with a 2 count there on Scott Hall, and reDragon have taken control of this match now. O'Reilly with the elbows to the head of Scott Hall, and a boot to the back of him as well. O'Reilly trying to bring Hall back up to his feet, but Hall with the strikes now just clubbing O'Reilly to the ground. Nothing pretty about those strikes. And now Scott Hall with a choke slam. The problem is with the positioning here is he's right in front of Bobby Fish. Scott Hall now dragging Kyle O'Reilly away from the ropes. And now just choking the ground at O'Reilly. Referee can't let this run for too long. And Scott Hall does break it. Yeah, Scott Hall needs to think about his ring position here, because if he's going to play this the way it looks like he's going to, he's going to end up with Kyle O'Reilly right next to his tag team partner Bobby Fish in that corner. So it's going to be easier for them to break the pin, unless Kevin Nash can get across quickly enough. There is the pin. 1, 2... on Bobby Fish. Instead of interesting there, instead of breaking the pin, he took out the referee. Not quite sure why he did that, Bobby Fish, but running knee strike there by Kyle O'Reilly. And right now with a running elbow drop, Scott Hall manages to avoid it, and O'Reilly hits his elbow on the ground. Referee could not be happy with what just happened with Bobby Fish there. It's odd. It's an odd technique by reDragon. It's not the sort of thing they usually go for. But I suppose desperate time, desperate measures. Like I said, we've not given them a lot of opportunities so far in this Universe mode, and they need to take this chance. They need to defeat possibly one of the strongest tag teams in wrestling history in the Outsiders. 2 guys who could have quite easily been world champion. Of course, Diesel was, but Razor Ramon was never the WWE champion or the world champion. So I was a bit interested in what Kevin Nash was doing. He was had the referee distracted, but the referee allows the tag of Bobby Fish. He did have his back to the action though at the time. Snake Eyes there by Razor or Scott, whatever you want to call him these days. Wow. Scott Hall launching Kevin Nash at Bobby Fish. That was humongous. 1, 2. Scott Hall trying to take Kyle O'Reilly out, but Bobby Fish had just about enough to kick out of that one. Nash, oh, massive right hand right to the side of the face of Bobby Fish. Brings him back up to his feet. Fish blocking the overhand punch with a couple of strikes of his own. Spinning heel kick, there's the pin. The hell, Kyle O'Reilly was inside the ring and managed to disappear outside the ring now. Did I see that right? Obviously, I can't rewind it, you guys can, but was Kyle O'Reilly just in the ring, then teleported back out and came back in the ring? I don't quite know what happened there. But it was close, but not quite enough to keep the big man down for the free. Kyle O'Reilly did manage to take Scott Hall out of the equation, though. I think it might be a submission that wins this year. Knee to the face by Bobby Fish. Now drops into the pin. Scott Hall's got his back to it. He's looking at the crowd, but it's only enough for a 2 count still by Bobby Fish on Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash with the arm drag, taking Bobby Fish down into a pin as well. And again, Scott Hall, he's back to the action. Scott Hall not really paying a huge amount of attention to what's going on inside the ring. And Nash comes across. And I thought he was going to tag in Hall there, but decided against it. Bobby Fish avoiding that kick in the guts. Now into an atomic drop. That's a big man to atomic drop. And that is very much the case of the bigger they are, the harder they fall, because Kevin Nash would have landed on his crown jewels. Very hard there, because he's a very big man. Gravity was not his best friend in that situation. Let's just say that. Bobby Fish now stalking Kevin Nash as he makes his back onto his feet. Big spinning heel kick to the face. 1, 2. Kyle O'Reilly taking out Scott Hall. And there we go. It is going to be reDragon versus the Sumerian Death Squad at the pay-per-view for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships. Let me write that down in my paperwork before I forget. reDragon. Wow, that's a cracking match, isn't it, really? Sumerian Death Squad versus reDragon. I'm very impressed by that. And I will just say that whoever is the champions at the end of the pay-per-view, there's going to be big implications for the champions. Well, probably said it different, actually. There's going to be big implications for everyone apart from the champions, really, if I look at it that way. But, yeah, that's going to be a great match. Sumerian Death Squad versus reDragon. And here we go. What about a random triple threat this is? I didn't make this one. The game made this, but it looks pretty damn good. Pentagon Jr., Jay Lethal, and Diamond Dallas Page. And here we go. Yeah, like I said, pretty random triple threat, but it's a pretty cool match, isn't it? And 3 guys who will all be looking to try and work their way into that United States Championship picture. Of course, we know already that Cody Rhodes is going to be getting that United States Championship match against Austin Aries at the pay-per-view because he had that win over Tetsuya Naito at Shabby Mania. I can't believe I've still not named this bloody pay-per-view. See, the problem I have with it is because it's a 5-day pay-per-view, I need something that, I don't know, Judgment Day wouldn't work because it'd be Judgment Week, wouldn't it? Unless I just name every single day something different based on what's happening that day. Which is what I did with SWE Beginnings. SWE Beginnings, then a name on top. Maybe do something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that SWE Beginnings ratings war was when we had the television championship. We can do something like that. I'll have to have a look. I should really... The problem is I'm concentrating so much on bulk recording these episodes because I'm going away for a couple of weeks. I don't want to have 2 weeks of just nothing being uploaded. So I'm trying to bulk record all this stuff, and at the same time I need to be sorting out things in the future ahead of that as well. But it's not too bad. I've got 6 days to record 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of SWE. And about 4 episodes of Final Fantasy 15, which should be easy enough to do. Everything else is already done. I'm so far ahead on Skyrim. I'm like 2.5 months ahead on Skyrim at the moment because I was ill off work for 2 weeks with chickenpox, and literally I played Skyrim for like 2 or 3 days solid and ended up with just so many videos. But Skyrim's that sort of game where you can just get buried in it for hours and hours and hours without even realising what's going on. Ooh. I think it's buzzing away. And here comes entrant number 2 into the match. It's Pentagon Jr., who's incredibly close to that fire then. I'll tell you what, excuse me one time, I'm going to open the window. It's bloody hot in here today. I apologise. Ow. Bugger. Ah, bugger now. What a tit. I just kicked the coffee table. Well, hopefully, I don't like to record with the window open because I live on a main road and there's a lot of cars going past. Hopefully there'll be too much noise. Hopefully, anyway. What we've got planned for you tonight, anyway, we do have we've got a special guest in there tonight. I say a special guest. Basically, Braun Strowman has demanded an opponent here this evening, and we could not get anybody from the Throwdown roster to agree to face him. So we've offered Bo Dallas a one-off contract and said that if he can defeat Braun Strowman, we'll allow him on the roster full-time. Now, between me and you, I don't think Bo Dallas is really going to do very well. So it's not really a worry, but yeah, poor old Bo, let's just say that. That's happening tonight anyway. Also, we are going to be seeing Shinsuke Nakamura in action once again. This time, he's going to face off against Adam Cole. Now, 2 weeks ago, he faced off against Omega in the main event and got the victory. Last week, he faced off against Cody Rhodes and got the victory. And today, he's facing off against Adam Cole. So that'd be 3 members of Bullet Club down if he can defeat Adam Cole as well. And then in our main event, we are going to see Bray Wyatt, who's on quite the run of form at the moment. Big victories for him. We had the Fatal 4-Way Tables match. Then a big match against the Undertaker last week. He's going to be taking on Rusev in our main event. Right, I apologise for that awful cut, but this bloody game, you know, it's this bloody game. It completely bugged out. It's one that I've seen a couple of times, but it's very, very rare, this one, where for some reason, I think DDP was pinning Jay Lethal. The referee was down, but would not bring his hand to the mat, and Pentagon was stood there on the other side just staring at the pin, and nothing happened. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. This game just frustrates the balls off me sometimes. It really does. But there we go. It's all going pretty well tonight. My mic hadn't cut off. Anything like that. JD, well, you know. It is what it is. So hopefully this one's going to be a little bit better. The last one, DDP was dominating, I must admit. DDP was really in control. He'd hit a diamond cutter on both guys, and I think he was on his way to winning the match. But I think every single time you reload it, everything a little bit different happens. So it's not going to definitely be the same. You never know in this game, really. DDP, great spinning rock bottom, really. And that's essentially what happened earlier, but Pentagon didn't move and the referee wouldn't count. So it just got completely froze, basically. So I'm not quite sure what happened, to be honest with you. But there we go. Thankfully for you guys, you didn't watch the 10 minutes of the last match like I just did and have to start again. I'm not bitter. I'm not salty, honestly. Yeah. Pentagon, what a neck breaker that was. Just spinning DDP around and launching him neck first into his shin. And I can't remember what I was... I had a proper discussion. I think... Yeah, right. This is what I was talking about the last match. What would you guys like to do with Pentagon Jr.? Now, bearing in mind he's on Throwdown. Would you... The thing is, for me, Pentagon spans many genres. Which is one of the reasons why I picked him, to be honest. But, do you guys see Pentagon as more of a cruiserweight? As more of a hardcore star? Or as more as someone who could potentially go for an upper mid-card championship? Now this is important because this could define what we do after the next pay-per-view. Pop-up powerbomb there by Pentagon. He could have this here. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Wow. I thought he could have had that then, you know. So Lethal fighting back with the elbow to Pentagon. Jawbreaker now by Pentagon. No, DDP is on the outside as Pentagon hoisting Jay Lethal up, and if he can get a pin here, he might have this one. He's into the pin. DDP still out on the outside. 1, 2. Oh my god, DDP got there just in time. Just in time. Pentagon now lining up Nakamura. Jay Lethal's slowly getting back up to his feet as well, though. Pentagon looking, of course, for that package power driver and hits it. But Jay Lethal still up on his feet. Pentagon can't go for the pin at this point in time. He can't take advantage of the damage he's done. Jay Lethal boot to the face of Pentagon. Now a leg lariat taking him down as well. But now Jay Lethal is left with the grounded DDP, who's just taken a package power driver. But DDP is getting the maneuver there. I think when Jay Lethal and Pentagon started to battle, it allowed DDP that little bit of time he needed to get back up to his feet. It's only a 2 count though. Pentagon makes way back into the ring. Just backing away into a corner, just allowing things to happen. But then has to make his way out as soon as Diamond Dallas Page goes to the pin. Sling blade by Pentagon. Now going for the pin on Jay Lethal. Wise move, getting DDP out the ring, but maybe he should have got Jay Lethal out the ring, then maybe gone for the pin on Pentagon after that. Or DDP, should I say. I'm getting confused now. I'm getting bloody confused. I'm not getting confused. I know what's going on. Just my mouth and my brain just don't seem to want to work together at the moment. Pentagon and DDP clash once again. Pentagon sending DDP into the corner. Running clothesline. And Pentagon once again has both Jay Lethal and DDP grounded. But DDP blocking the suplex. And into a Faymaster. Or as it's called in this game, I noticed on the moveset selection the other day, a Faymouser. DDP, wow, it's a variation there of a Styles Clash. Straight into the pin. Pentagon's down. 1, 2, and 3. And DDP has stolen it. I haven't stolen it, but Pentagon Jr. was in control the majority of this match. And DDP, a couple of big maneuvers, wins in the match. And there we go. That is a man who is full of experience and knows how to pick up the victory. It's me. It's me. It's DDP. I'm happy with that. I think it's a pretty good victory for him. Like I said, it's a little bit mute at the moment, but we'll definitely keep him in mind after the next pay-per-view when we're looking at upper mid-card champions. I'm pretty sure he deserves something after that victory. And here we go. Here's the match I promised earlier on. Braun Strowman takes on Bo Dallas. Like I said earlier on, Bo Dallas has been gifted this match because nobody on the Throwdown roster wanted to face Braun Strowman. So Bo Dallas has been told if he wins this match, then he will be a permanent member of the Throwdown roster. However, I don't think it's going to happen, but don't tell him. Don't tell him. Here we go. I'm a little bit worried. I keep saying I told you earlier, but I'm not sure if I must have cut that bit out because it was in one of the dodgy matches. I'm not sure. Here we go. Here comes first. It's going to be Braun Strowman. Rocking his new ring music. So we've got him in it a bit. We've changed it as much as we can. We're giving it. That's the Big Show. We've seen the Big Show and Strowman clash a few times over the last few weeks. We've had a match where Strowman made Big Show tap out. Last week they had a battle backstage, which ended up with Strowman hitting a running power slam on the Big Show. And now these two Goliaths colliding once again before the match has even started. Of course, Braun Strowman, like I said, scheduled to face off against Bo Dallas. Oh my God, Braun Strowman, the strength. Oh, dropped him into a power slam straight onto the steel chair on the outside. And Braun's not finished yet. That's his catchphrase. Sending Big Show now face first into the mat. Braun Strowman now into the ring. And just sort of willing Big Show to join him. And Big Show does see him. Strowman flattens the referee. Now Big Show colliding with Strowman. Went for a super kick. But Strowman avoided the super kick, caught him by the hair, and clubs him back down to the mat. These two massive Goliaths. The feud will just not end. I can't even get words out of my mouth now. Strowman now bringing Big Show back up to his feet, and the two guys just staring each other down. And I think we're going to have to call this match off here. I don't think Bo Dallas is going to get his opportunity as security tries to split Braun Strowman and the Big Show. Yes, it looks like that match is going to be a no contest. A bit of a shame, but there we go. Bo Dallas, we'll give him another try at some point. You never know. But next up on a card, we have Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the third member of Bullet Club in 3 weeks for Nakamura. He's defeated Kenny Omega one-on-one. He's defeated Cody Rhodes one-on-one. But this evening, he faces off against Adam Cole. And here we go. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Shinsuke Nakamura can do here, if anything. I said in the little cut thing there, I said he's won one-on-one against Kenny Omega, he's won one-on-one against Cody Rhodes, but he hasn't, has he, really, when you look at it that way? Because in all those matches, the other two guys have been at ringside, so we've seen some distractions. We saw in the last week in the distractions as well, so it's tricky for Nakamura, but he's really on a great vein of form at this moment in time. And I do apologise if you can hear a lot of noise in the background. It's quite a warm day, so I'm having to record with the window open, which I never normally do. But, yeah, I hope that's not too loud. Let me turn the microwave. Let me turn the microwave a little bit round. That's fine. Normally if I, like, get within, like, a metre of the microwave... Normally if I get within a metre of the microphone during a video, for some reason... the recorder just switches the microphone off. I don't know why. It's a tip, really. I've tried updating all the drivers, and it seems to be working a little bit better now, but it's still a bit dodgy. Good old Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm not quite sure things on the main roster are really going as well as they should be for him, to be honest with you. I don't know what they're doing with him. I think writing-wise, Nakamura has been a little bit... he's been a little bit left out at the moment. They've put him in this little thing with Ziggler, which has potential to be fantastic because Ziggler's a great in-ring worker and Ziggler can really sell a move. However, Ziggler's also a man who's suffered with concussion quite a few times, and facing off against a man who strikes the way that Nakamura does, that could be pretty bad for Ziggler if you consider the people that have had issues with that sort of thing in the past. But yeah, I think the match has potential to be a very good match, but so far it just doesn't seem to be very, very good for him. Like, he debuted and did nothing, literally had an entrance, then walked out. He then came out the next week and again didn't really do much. What is wrong with his entrances? He did this last week, didn't he, as well? So so Adam Cole's nowhere to be seen. Last week it was the other way around, I think. No, last week it was the same. This is weird. Have I done something majorly wrong here, maybe? Have I, like, cut Adam Cole out of the stable by mistake? I shouldn't have done. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, it's an interesting match. These two guys are going to be at ringside, of course, for Adam Cole, who is currently invisible for no apparent reason. I'll tell you what, let's skip the entrance. There's no point in watching the entrance if the wrong guy's coming out, is there really? So Shinsuke Nakamura versus, there he is, Adam Cole. Adam Cole is in the building. And let's see what happens here then, basically. This will be an interesting one. I tell you, I still can't get over the clash of the Titans we've seen over the past few weeks. Braun Strowman and The Big Show. The feud that I think a lot of people, including myself, would rather have seen instead of the Roman Reigns feud, because that seems to be a little bit weird. So the one thing that's frustrated me about the Roman Reigns feud, and I know it's not the fault of the writers or Roman Reigns, this one, but the one thing that's frustrated me about this is that Braun Strowman's destroyed Roman Reigns over the past few weeks. He's made him be stretchered out, then threw the stretcher off a stage, and then tipped the ambulance over, and then he assaulted him backstage again, and this, that, and the other. Then Roman Reigns gets one attack on Braun Strowman. All of a sudden, Braun Strowman's out for 6 to 8 weeks, is how they've written it. And like, what I would have done if I was WWE is I would have let Braun Strowman again attack Roman Reigns, and then Kurt Angle maybe come out and say, look, enough is enough, we're going to have to suspend you. And do something like that. The fact that Strowman's done so much damage to Reigns over the past few weeks, and Reigns just seems to return within 1 week, and then Reigns does one attack on Braun Strowman, and Strowman is out for 6 to 8 weeks, it just makes Strowman look bad. And I think it would have been better if they had just done it like I just said, just sort of given Braun Strowman a suspension, a storyline suspension, of course, and allowed him to have his surgery then. I still think it's a real shame, because I think they should have gone for Big Show versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. I think both guys were pointless in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, especially if they had their heart set on, well, they didn't. Their heart was set on Sami Zayn to win it. They only changed the result on the day of the pay-per-view because they wanted the celebrity exposure that the Gronk would give them, which is why they changed it to Mojo Rawley. And it's done nothing for Mojo so far, let's face it. Mojo's not gained anything out of it apart from getting a big trophy to stand next to. He's had 1 or 2 victories on SmackDown, little squash victories, but I don't think he's ever going to get anything out of it. I don't think he's going to get a Jinder Mahal type run, but I don't think he gets over Mojo. I don't like Mojo Rawley. There's not a lot of people I don't like, but Mojo Rawley is one of them. I generally have time for more or less everybody on the roster. And like I've said in my Shabby talk recently, I think that Roman Reigns is talented, but I think he's being used the wrong way. But Mojo Rawley, in my opinion, I just can't get on with it. I just can't. I think it's the gimmick just really puts me off. This stay hyped and this, that, and the other, and it does my head in. And I didn't know when Mojo won the Memorial Battle Royal. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry, to be completely honest with you. And I literally was between those two emotions. One of those emotions was going to happen at that point in time. Nakamura Kinshasa. I've been chatting crap for so long, and Nakamura hits a Kinshasa on Adam Cole. 1. Oh, Kenny Omega distracting the referee now. That was definitely a freak out there for Shinsuke Nakamura over Adam Cole, though. And now Shinsuke now looking for a Regalplex. Oh, and he folds him over. I thought he was going to go for the bridge and pin Regalplex, which probably would have won in the match, to be honest with you. But that's what I was saying earlier on about these matches not necessarily being one-on-one, because you have these guys outside the ring that are causing distractions, not only to Nakamura, but to the referee, as we saw there as well. Adam Cole back up to his feet, now taking Nakamura up onto his shoulders, into the Death Valley Driver neckbreaker combination maneuver, which I know does have a move. It does have a name. It's Japanese and I can never remember it. The Fukushitu. There's a Yogs Cast reference for you there, if you know what that is. Fukushitu. Adam Cole now backing away from Shinsuke Nakamura into the corner. What is he looking for here? The super kick right to the face of Nakamura. There's the pin. 1, 2. No, Nakamura kicks out after 2. Interesting. Now Adam Cole once again lining up Nakamura. We know he likes to utilize the flip pile drive, but he's actually going to go for a straight jacket German, which also has a name. I can't remember what it is. Tequila Sunset? No. but it's enough. Wow, Adam Cole. Adam Cole is the man from Bullet Club to get the victory over Shinsuke Nakamura, but it was Kenny Omega that's cost Nakamura the match there, because Nakamura had the free count. He had the free count after the Kinshasa. Omega distracting the referee, not allowing the referee to see the pin, and Adam Cole was able to turn the match around and get the win. So it's, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm announcing it right now. At our pay-per-view, Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bullet Club are banned from ringside. Announced, done. Let's get to our main event. And here we go, main event time. Bray Wyatt, who's been in a great run of form of recent, takes on Rusev. Should be an interesting one, this one. Rusev, we're not really seeing a lot of him since he was drafted here. And he's got a chance now to show exactly what he can do. As we're straight into the match, I do love matches where we have both people on the game. It's great. It is great because it's so quick to get into it. It's spot on. And there, of course, is Bray Wyatt. I think we might. Yeah. Again, I don't want to give you too much information, but I'm thinking after the pay-per-view, we're going to try and split some of the stables, because I think we're too over the top on stables. I don't think the Wyatt family need to be a stable anymore. I think all the guys from the Wyatts can go solo now, because they all are solo now, aren't they? Bray on his own on Raw, Strowman's on Raw, Rowan and Harper are feuding against each other by the looks of it. So yeah, it's pointless. It's pointless having them together. And I think a few of the others, like people like X-Pac. X-Pac is on the game solely to make up the 5th member of DX. So I think if we were to take X-Pac away, we could replace him with someone we're actually going to use. So, yeah, I think, again, it's a tricky one. But I think we are going to, like I've said before, there is going to be some big changes after the next pay-per-view. And it is going to be for the better, I promise you that. And there's going to be some interesting changes as well. Oh no, the battery level is low. What a poor thing to do when you're recording a video, have dodgy pop-ups like that. And here comes Rusev. Rusev Pachka. Rusev Crash. Now Rusev's looking pretty cool actually. He's still out injured of course, but he's been doing a few videos here and there, little promos, little bits and bobs, and he's demanded a championship match on SmackDown Live. So it's interesting. I'm hoping he does get that, because I'm a fan of Rusev. I am. I think Rusev's actually a very underutilized guy, and I think especially from watching stuff like Southpaw Pro Wrestling. If you've not seen Southpaw Pro Wrestling, you're gonna have a look at that. But it just showed that Rusev has impeccable comedy timing, and I think he has the opportunity to be a very good heel, which has been shown over the last few years, and I think he has a chance to be a pretty good face. However, I'm not quite sure the face character would suit him very much. I'm pretty sure if he was a face character, he'd probably end up as a comedy character, and that's not what we want to see from Rusev. What is that? It's really weird. Sorry, I'm just looking in front of me. On the wall in front of me, I have got the Fallout 3 poster, the Fallout 4 poster, the GTA 5 map, and I've also got the Skyrim map. And I just literally looked up, I noticed on the Skyrim map there's a little red X that I've never noticed before. There's a few of them. There's one there, one there, one there. I've never noticed these red X's before, and there's loads of them on this map. Are they like treasure locations? I'll have to look at that. Sorry, I got completely distracted there by that red X. It's just, like I've never noticed them before, but there's loads of them all over the map. I'll have to look to see what they are. Right, back to the matter at hand. Wow, Samoa Joe is brutal. Samoa Joe is really brutal. So Samoa Joe put on Twitter, "I run this." Only Lorcan replied and said, "My mother said I should knock you out." Samoa Joe replied, "You literally have no idea who your real mother is. I spoke to your father," he has confirmed. Savage. Can't believe Samoa Joe would stoop to that. They keep doing these little Twitter feuds here and there, don't they? But it's not very often that stuff comes out of it. But I would like something to come out of this if only Lorcan was to turn up on the main roster and challenge him. But I wonder if I wonder if they will actually use Eddie Lorcan as anything else but a cruiserweight, because he has appeared on 205 Live a couple of times, hasn't he? And it makes you wonder that, yeah, if he is going to turn up on on Raw, would he end up just being a cruiserweight as well? I'm hoping. I said this before. I think I said this recently, that I just hope that people don't get confined to the cruiserweight division. I don't mind the cruiserweight division; it's great, but I don't want people to be stuck there. And because, like I've said before, Neville, at the moment, Neville is probably one of the best things the WWE have got. He's absolutely fantastic. He's given that championship relevance. He's the first person to do so in that division. And it's the first time the cruiserweights have actually had a decent thing going is with this feud. However, I don't want to see Neville stuck in the cruiserweight division for his entire career now. I think he's great. I think he's got the opportunity and the chance to go a little bit higher. Maybe go for an upper mid-card belt. Maybe even go for the main championship. Who knows? The sky's the limit for Neville. He is the man who gravity forgot. Yeah, it was good, that, wasn't it? Bray Wyatt up into the middle rope now, dropping a back senton on Rusev, crushing him. No pun intended again. Well, there was a pun intended on this, didn't it? Rusev, though, now fighting back, sending Bray Wyatt over his shoulders, bringing Wyatt back up to his feet now as well. Wyatt's tattoos are fun, they're a bit random. And I can't talk. I've got 2 tattoos that are completely not linked, but a lot of Wyatts just don't. I can't tell what they are in some cases. They're just stuff. They're just tattoos for tattoo's sake. I might be wrong. If he takes his shirt off, there might be a whole intricate design, and that makes a lot more sense. But I don't know. Oh, gut bust there by Bray Wyatt, who, as I mentioned last week, has one of my favourite things on this game. The whole thing to start up his finishing maneuver, I think, is so cool. Just the retreat to the corner, then the crab walk out the corner into the Sister Abigail, I think is just fantastic on this game. I really do. And Rusev now, arm breaker on Bray. Rusev again taking Bray up onto his shoulders, but Bray fights back into a German suplex, folding Rusev in half. Rusev needs this win. Like I said, he's not shown too much since he's debuted here, but he's against one of the probably most informed men on this Throwdown roster at this point in time, Bray Wyatt, who, here we go, crab walking out of the corner. Drops round into a Sister Abigail. This could be the end, the sweet end for Rusev. 1, 2, and 3. And Bray Wyatt picks up the victory here in the main event of Throwdown against Rusev with a Sister Abigail. Big move, big move. And a massive win for Bray Wyatt as well. As you can see, Bray very pleased with himself. He's just won the main event of Throwdown. How can you not be very pleased with yourself, I suppose? Is this the lights have gone out? Oh, it's the Undertaker behind Bray Wyatt, of course. Taker and Bray have been very much rubbing each other out the wrong way of the last few days, or last few weeks, should I say. And Taker is taking advantage in his customary way. Wow, very interesting. The Undertaker turning up and attacking Bray Wyatt after his match. Undertaker obviously getting some retribution for the last few weeks against Bray Wyatt, and we're going to announce it right now. Why not? Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker at the pay-per-view. It's a match made in heaven, isn't it, really? It's the match that I think should have ended The Undertaker's streak. Bugger Brock Lesnar. It should have been Bray Wyatt ending the streak and having the torch officially passed over to him. But there we go, guys. That is the end of this episode of Throwdown. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit that like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then please do hit that subscribe button as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all very, very soon for some more SWE Universe Mode.
The one, two,